And I should, where's recording? Or
Can pause that for now.
all right, let's get started. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Joe, for joining ENACT Systems today as we introduce our Engage asset management platform. Today, we have myself, Sharmila Ravala, the Chief Strategy Officer of ENACT Systems, and Mark Chapman, Director of Energy Services, for to talk about our Engage platform and how we can use this platform to provide value to end customers, asset owners, installers, uh, and even utilities that are looking to deploy distributed energy assets. Before we get into the asset management platform that ENACT has developed, I would like to go through a quick round of introductions. Um, I have been the Chief Strategy Officer of ENACT Systems for the last few months. I started with ENACT Systems in July, but prior to that, I've been in the renewable energy industry for the last 12 years, mainly managing the business development and go-to-market strategy for the solar energy group, the energy storage group, and the microgrid groups at Bosch. Uh, uh, After that, I also was the vice president of business development at AMS, which was a large energy storage provider. And currently, my focus at ENACT Systems is mainly on developing the customer and product strategy for the platform that we are providing to all the different stakeholders in the solar and storage ecosystem. Mark, would greatly appreciate it in case you could give a quick introduction of yourself.
Sure. Thanks, Sharmila, and good morning, everybody. My name is Mark Chapman. I've been with ENACT almost 3.5 years now, assisting with sales and our licensing strategy, as well as our services department, which actually works with our partners in residential and commercial, integrating to work with our commercial partners that have needs to either analyze their real estate portfolios for solar and storage opportunities, or large corporates that have needs for the kind of project development services as well. So we're really excited to discuss the Engage platform this morning. Just a little bit about my background. I've been in solar for 10 plus years, starting with the former RGS Energy, and worked also with SunPower and Admirals Bank, and then now with ENACT for, like I said, the last 3.5 years.
Great. Thank you, Mark. Sorry. Let me just see. Yes, all right. So before I go into the details of our asset management platform today, I wanted to just quickly introduce and provide an overview of what ENACT Systems provides to all the different customers that we have. So the unique aspect of ENACT is that we have a complete digital end-to-end platform that provides analytics and intelligence to users all across the entire spectrum of distributed energy life cycle. So whether it is solar lead generation and managing these leads, designing projects, putting together proposals for customers, collecting the documents for contracts, performing project management, and then once the system is installed, tracking the performance of the system as well as managing the assets if you have multiple assets. We provide our software platform connects all these different aspects of the project lifecycle together and provides one clearly defined platform where these projects can be tracked as well as managed very easily. So today's focus mainly is on the asset management side, but if there are any questions on our platform's capabilities that we provide, especially on the design, proposal creation and project management, please feel free to reach out to us and we will be happy to answer any questions on those aspects as well. So let's talk about the Engage asset management platform. So what do we actually offer? So in terms of the capabilities that we provide on our platform is that we are an independent technology agnostic cloud-based software platform provider that can actually connect to different hardware technologies that are already being deployed, whether it just be for solar, commercial and residential behind the meter solar, or whether it be energy storage devices being deployed for residential and commercial customers. And we have the capabilities to connect to all these different disparate different technologies through our cloud platform and then provide intelligence that actually helps customers figure out how those systems are performing. And as I mentioned before, we can actually track this entire these projects end to end, right from proposal creation all the way to getting the project contracted and signed, and then tracking the actual performance of the system. So in terms of the capabilities, technical capabilities, we actually tap into multiple different inverter clouds that are available. On the residential side, we have done multiple systems with SolarEdge, Enphase, SMA, etc. We also can do the same with the different cloud platforms available on the commercial side for either solar or solar plus storage systems that have already been installed. And in case there is a need for more sophisticated controls, especially on the commercial side of things, we also provide a site controller that can connect with the energy storage system and do and provide more granular controls in terms of how to charge and discharge these energy storage systems. So the reason we are being technology agnostic is as follows. So if you have large vendors like Sunrun and Tesla, they have their own homegrown systems, they have their own technologies that they manage, and they provide information to their end users, mainly residential customers, on the energy usage. But you also have thousands of independent installers who may not be having access to energy management or monitoring platforms for the hardware equipment that they are deploying across to their end customers. And here we can also, for example, if you have a customer with a SolarEdge system that has been deployed by an independent installer who may not be connected to Sunrun or is not using Tesla, for instance. In terms of the monitoring platform that this the end user would get, they get a lot of information from the SolarEdge monitoring platform on how that energy, how much energy is being produced and how much energy is being used. But a lot of these platforms do not give the capabilities that really provide value to end customers, which is not just the energy savings or the energy generation aspects, but also the financial savings and the financial um, uh, 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 the difference that the system has made financially to them in a real-time basis. So let's talk a little bit more about that. So in terms of the system capabilities, we not only offer uh, uh, the capability to actually monitor the system and look at the financial savings that are associated with the system, but also we help end customers actually keep a track of how this project is actually getting installed, how what documents are being submitted for the permitting agencies, and also the project management aspects of the uh, installation, where they get automated information from the installation contractors on when, at what stage that installation is at, what else is left to do, and when the installation will be completed, and when the system will get permission to operate. So we provide a lot more detail in terms of, as I mentioned before, the entire life cycle of the project. And it covers both the project status when the system is getting installed, and once the system goes live, we actually provide a lot more intelligence on in terms of the financial savings, which we will actually show through the demo. So the same, we also offered these capabilities not just to end customers, whether it be residential or commercial customers, but we also offered this to fleet owners and asset owners, such as OEMs, for example, Jinko Solar, and we can talk a little bit more about that, where they can actually track their entire fleet of systems across the country and see how these systems are performing in real time, so that they can address warranty issues, maintenance issues, or any other questions that customers may have immediately. So it not only provides the capabilities for fleet owners or OEMs to manage these assets, but it also improves the entire customer service experience significantly. Beyond providing the energy and financial savings, we also have the capabilities to provide alerts and notifications to end customers on possible issues in terms of how much energy is getting generated, whether there are any hardware issues, etc., so that customers have that real-time intelligence at their fingertips. So coming to the end user asset performance, I think I had alluded to this in terms of how we are different from other energy monitoring systems out there in the market, which are really focused on looking at the energy generation from the solar array, or looking at how the energy is getting used in a battery system that has been deployed. What these systems usually do is provide actual generation figures, which is all great. But what they don't do is connect it to the actual financial savings. And even more importantly, when the system was actually installed, what was estimated as the production numbers at that time, to actually being comparing it to what is actually being produced in real time. So in terms of the capabilities of the system, the main thing that I would say which makes the Engage platform very unique is, on a real-time basis, the Engage platform compares the system to what it was supposed to have generated when the system was actually installed. So the installer may have promised the customer that it would generate 500 kilowatt hours per month, for instance, and it is now generating maybe only 470 kilowatt hours. So the customers can actually look at this in real time and try to see what is actually creating those issues, get that addressed by the contractor right away. Uh, so, and sorry. We also provide not only the difference in the estimated generation and the actual generation, but we also compare, we also do a granular analysis of the financial savings because of the installation of the solar array, the customers may have moved to a new utility tariff rate. So what the Engage platform does is actually compares the old baseline utility tariffs to what is now the new current tariff and looks at the actual savings that is being provided by the solar array as compared to what was again promised to them when the system was installed. And we not only track this to year one, but we can actually keep track of the real-time performance in any of the years proceeding after that, maybe year 3, year 5, and look at what was estimated at the time of contract to what the actual performances in future years as well. Beyond that, we also provide a system summary where we provide the lifetime kilowatt hour generation from the solar array, for instance, the number of dollars saved, etc. So that, again, users have all this information at their fingertips. And another thing that we'll show in the demo is the capability for us to track all the information related to this project at one site, including the contracted documents, permitting documents, permission to operate, etc. Everything can be tracked in one place and will be available through your mobile app or through your web browser. So in terms of, we had talked about the capabilities of looking at both solar and energy storage. So for instance, if we are looking at energy storage, we actually provide a lot of real-time tracking for these storage devices, including state of charge, the operating temperature, voltage, etc., so that not only end users have an idea of how the system is performing, but also if there are a fleet owners or OEMs tracking the performance of their energy storage devices that they have deployed, they can actually see how these systems are performing in real time, so that if there are any warranty issues, they actually have all this information readily available. So for fleet owners, as I mentioned, you can not only look at all the real-time performance of all these different solar plus storage systems, but you also have the capabilities to a certain extent to control these devices. So for instance, in case in California, you have 10 to 12 systems that have been deployed for your end customers, and there is a wildfire event, you can, especially for the storage devices, you will be able to put them into backup mode so that the end customers have the capability to connect, use that energy when there is a grid outage. So we have a lot of different customers that we have deployed this with, not just residential end customers. We do offer it directly to end customers, but we are also working with multiple large OEMs, such as Jinko Solar. Jinko Solar has recently introduced their energy storage product to the US market. And the Engage platform will be their backend asset management and not only the asset management platform, but also will provide Jinko's end customers the capability to monitor and look at the real-time performance of these storage devices. We are also working with a large utility in India, BSES, which is actually deploying the Engage platform to not only manage the installation of their of solar across their customer residential homeowners, customers' roofs. So there are about 2,000 systems that they're actually deploying across the city of New Delhi. But they will also be similar to Jinko, using the Engage platform for asset management, as well as providing a user interface to the end customers to show them how the solar arrays on their roofs are performing. So we have multiple customers, such as these large utilities or large OEMs already using this platform. And now, before we take questions, we would like to provide a demonstration of both the capabilities of the Engage platform to manage solar and storage. And then we will address any questions that you may have. Please feel free to start putting in your questions in the Q&A forum, and we will address them as soon as we complete the demonstration. Mark, please go ahead with the demonstration.
Great. Thanks a lot, Sharmila, for the overview. And I'm going to give a quick login demo of the Engage platform. Again, we're really excited to launch this. We want to discuss different use cases and users that may use this platform, from end users in residential or commercial to asset managers to OEMs such as Jinko, as Sharmila just discussed. It's really about engagement for all the different stakeholders, hence the name Engage. And what we're trying to do is provide all these disparate data sources and optimizations to the individual stakeholders for what they need to see. So as you can see, when we log in, we've logged into just a solar site here, where we can track the actual system generation from the system monitoring and compare that to what the customer was sold on in their proposal. As you may know, ENACT has its Envision platform, which can do system designs, financial projections, proposals for solar and energy storage systems, as many other platforms out there. But as us in the industry know how reliable solar and the performance and the returns can be, we feel that there's a real need in the market to provide a source of truth and really prove that to the end user. By providing them access to live performance of this system. If I go into the solar analysis here, you can actually see that this system is producing 110% of what was estimated in their solar proposal. So we're not only tracking the system actual generation and performance versus what was estimated, we're also using our powerful rate engine to continually update utility rates and then provide the actual savings projections versus what was estimated, so that the customers can see what their actual financial return is, and basically prove their ROI or whatever the case is. So we feel that there's a strong need to show end users the actual performance of their system, and then obviously provide a host of other features as well. So if you could imagine, this could be branded by a solar integrator to be their own customer engagement app, and so that they can have end users provide access to this and get updates on their whole project milestones, right? Like how things are going, what the stages are, access to all of the documents that may be necessary, so they can see their executed contract, any designs to be approved, interconnection documents, all the documents and things that they'll need to know for the project status will be in one place. So again, it's about engagement between the end user and the system integrator, both during the system installation and then once the system's generating, measuring that performance, providing reports, and a place to engage with those customers about either additional services, maintenance issues, or just, again, providing the good news of look at how much money you've saved. And so for end user, we think it's very powerful for them to have access to this data, and for both asset managers to, again, monitor this on a customer level and as a fleet level, can give them easy access to both maintain their O&M obligations, again, making sure that their customers are getting positive experiences, providing referrals, and growing their business. And then I think Sharmila is now going to go into the other side where we can show this fleet view, as well as some of the detailed technical monitoring that we can do for both solar and storage.
Thank you, Mark. So let me share my screen and show you the fleet aspects of it, so which would be applicable to OEMs, fleet owners, or even installers who want to actually offer this monitoring platform as a service to their customers. And as Mark mentioned, they can keep track of how these systems are performing in real time. So as you can see, a lot of these systems have solar plus storage, and we are actually tracking the performance of these different systems across the US. And so, for instance, if you want to see the performance of a system that has a battery system deployed and solar panels deployed, you can actually see how that system is performing. So this information you do get from a lot of energy monitoring systems. So that is not new. But as I mentioned before, what we do is tie this to the financial performance in real time, compared the dollars that are being saved based on the current tariff rates. We also will update those tariff rates as they change in real time, so that the customers have a very good perspective on the real value of that system, whether it be the first year, the third year, or the fifth year. So beyond looking at how the system is actually performing, you can also see what the battery is doing in real time, and see the different, as I mentioned, this information is very useful for fleet owners or OEMs to actually see how, for instance, how the battery is performing in real time, so that if there are any warranty issues in the future, they have all this information aggregated and they know the specific reason why that battery has not performed well, or they can actually address that issue before there is a warranty claim. So we also offered the capabilities to fleet owners of residential systems to potentially take multiple of those systems and actually look at the fleet analytics to see what kind of energy is available from a few of those systems, especially if they are in the same utility region. You could potentially in the future have these systems available for grid service capabilities and offer these energy storage or distributed energy resources for grid services. As you know, there is the new FERC 2222 that has been approved that will allow the wholesale participation of aggregated distributed energy resources in the future. So this will allow a lot of independent systems that have been installed to now be aggregated and be offered as a package into the wholesale market in the future. So you can also, as I said, look at fleet analytics and potentially send commands to these systems and change the operating modes as required to maybe deal with specific grid service commands, or to, as I mentioned earlier, put these systems into backup mode, for instance, if there is an expected power outage due to wildfires, etc. So, so the system offers a lot of capabilities for different kinds of customers. As Mark has mentioned, this is not just an end user energy monitoring platform. This can be used by different verticals in the market, whether it be utilities, um, installers, asset owners, IPPs, etc., to actually keep track of their distributed assets and also address issues with the help of analytics and get the best ROI out of these distributed asset projects. So let me stop sharing here and see if there are any questions that we could potentially address. Please use the Q&A chat to post any questions and we will be happy to address them. So while we are waiting for that, I just wanted to quickly share some of the capabilities that we already have in the system. So in terms of the current integrations, as I mentioned, so we are not trying to compete with monitoring systems like Also Energy or Locus Energy. We look at them as partners. As Mark mentioned previously, we are not just trying to do energy monitoring. We are trying to build a layer on top of that in terms of the intelligence that is actually relevant to customers, which is the financial ROI, and also adding capabilities in terms of analytics to show, to provide information to these users in terms of whether there are potential issues with that with the asset that has been deployed, or also talk about and show them how the savings change in case there are rate tariff changes, etc. So we look at it more as a platform that provides intelligence that will help decision making easier for different kinds of asset owners or end customers. So in terms of the current inverter integrations, we support multiple inverters and we have a large number of inverters already in the pipeline. So currently we support SolarEdge, Enphase, Jinko, especially through their energy storage configuration, SMA, ABB, etc. In terms of monitoring systems, we have connected to Also Energy and Locus Energy, and we also can to perform the savings analysis and the financial analysis. We have two options where there is green button connect. We can take the live information from the utilities directly on the customer's behalf to perform the analysis on the financial savings. Or if there is no green button connect, especially in countries, we have customers across 20 countries. And green button connect is a very US specific technology. So we also have the capabilities to, we allow the users to actually manually upload their utility bills so that we can perform this analysis and show them what their actual savings have been because of the distributed energy assets. So let me see if there are any questions so far. So folks, yeah, please do let us know if you do have any questions.
Sharmila, one question that came in was, what markets is this currently available in, or where do we plan to launch this?
Sure. So we have this in the US market for sure. We also have this available in the Indian market. As I said, BSAS is a very large Indian utility, and they're going live with the system in the city of New Delhi. For instance, we also have customers in Africa where we are performing, South Africa specifically, where we are performing, we are helping large installers there uh, uh, install solar and storage projects, and we can offer these capabilities there. As I mentioned, we are currently operating in 20 countries, and we have the capability to do rate analysis and energy savings analysis in all these 20 countries, including multiple countries in the Middle East. So please connect with us. And also, I should say, South America, we have installers in Costa Rica and Colombia using our platform. So please feel free to connect with us. Even if we don't have those rates right now, we have the capability to quickly add those rates and launch this product in a few months for any country that we do not support currently.
Okay, another question regarding pricing. I guess we can just leave it as this is a highly customized project depending on use case and portfolio size, or a number of different factors. So absolutely, we're happy to do private demos and discussions based on anybody's particular use case.
Right. And if you're looking for end customer pricing, as in for residential customers, so that would be again country specific. So please feel free to send us an email right after, and we will be happy to address the pricing question based on whether you're an end customer or whether you are an OEM or a utility. It really depends, as Mark said, on if we need to actually do a development to launch a white label product, or whether you just need that Engage platform as an end user.
Okay, well, we'll look forward to answering these other questions privately based on specific situations. And then if anything else, we are always available to for a call or a demo.
Great. Thank you everyone for joining us, and we hope to hear from you soon. And please stay as we launch new demonstrations and new capabilities. Please join us for our future webinars. Thank you again, and hope you all have a great day. Thanks.